Here in the beautiful city of Bloomington Normal, Illinois, is 3 Garfield Drive, the home of Frank and Edna Emmert, where Kimberly and Stan grew up much of their later youth. Maybe later we'll go back and see the house where they originally grew up. But for now, let's go see if Frank and Edna are home. Look, it appears that their car is in the garage. Here we are walking up to the front steps. What a surprise! Frank's actually home today.
Yes, correct.
All right, let's come in. Well, here's Frank sitting in his chair. There's Edna. Well, she isn't here yet. There, we'll do that in a minute. Here's the living room. Walk across this way. It's a nice sunny day for December. Down here we have the stairs to the basement. Over there the kitchen. A lovely view of the backyard. And the hallway back to the bedrooms. Oh, look, there's Kimberly. Wave hi to the camera, Kimberly.
Welcome to my parents' home.
All righty, righty.
And here's my mom and dad. And now they're going to tell us stories. So I want you to think back when you were 5 years old. And I want you to tell me the best thing that happened the year that you were 5.
Well, how do you think we remember that?
Well, I don't know. That's why I'm asking.
I have no idea what happened when I was 5. First thing I remember mostly was about 10 when they told me there was no Santa Claus.
Oh.
And I just didn't trust my parents after that at all. Because I thought, gee whiz.
She's looking up here. Come down here with me, and then she can look at you, and you'll still be looking somewhere near the camera.
Okay.
So I'm looking where?
Just at us.
Just at us.
Oh.
Okay.
Okay.
And Pop, what happened to you? What was the first thing you remember, or when you were 5, something young?
Wi-Fi in particular, that's just...
That's arbitrary.
My earliest recollection, I guess, was before I came down to the farm to live with my grandparents.
Uh-huh.
My grandmother took out her false teeth and scared me very badly.
It is pretty scary.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
But at 5 years old, I hadn't started to school yet. So I was living there where I could roam the farm. And we had chickens and cows. And I think we milked cows at that time. Jersey.
Mm-hmm.
And raised chickens, turkeys, geese, and that sort of thing, along with our corn and oats, wheat, other crops. Typical farm. Mm-hmm. Back then we had Model T for transportation, Model T Ford. And they would shimmy at about 20 miles per hour, the front wheels. Of course, we had mud roads.
That helped hold them.
And there was ruts in the road that we drove the 2 miles to a little village to get our staples, flour, sugar, and so forth.
Well, I know you're fond of living on the farm, so what did you like the most about it?
The independence, freedom, to, sort of self-sufficient life.
Well, I don't know. I haven't heard you talk as much about it, but I know that I heard Mom talk about, just the way of life. So I was going to ask maybe you could tell us a little bit about how you kept things, how you raised things and kept them cold and how you slept. And
Well, we always had a large garden, Mother canned almost everything we had to eat, other than our beef and chickens, and she raised chickens, you know, and we thought that was a lot of fun to go gather the eggs, bring them in. So then the old rooster attacked me and jumped on my leg and left 3 big places, you know. I thought I was going to bleed to death. Probably.
When was that?
Huh?
When was that?
I was pretty young. I don't remember exact age, but they always just used hot water over ashes, you know, and that's what I put on my leg. I would just bring water up and put on it. Healed up pretty good. I still got scars there, though. And the old rooster used to chase us every time we'd go out in the chicken lot, you know. For some reason, I don't know why. Then we had geese that would chase us, too. The old gander would take off after us, you know. Then we had turkeys that we always, they would steal a nest maybe half a mile from the house. And as they took off to their nest, we always had to go follow them. That was a fun thing. And we used to play hide and go seek in the cornfields all the time in the evening. That's the way we entertained ourselves. And then we always had a lot of family dropping by to eat, you know, and we'd go kill chickens and dress them and everything for these lovely cousins and uncles and aunts. They all like to come to the folks to eat, you know.
Well, Grandma was a good cook.
Yeah. And they always had their own pork, and it was so tasty compared to what you could buy. The way they prepared it. And then when they had butchering days, you know, we'd clean off the table and cut up all the meat on the table. Grind our sausage. And then we would cook the sausage in what we call frying it down. They'd fry it nice and brown, and then they would put it in quart jars or half-gallon jars, whatever kind of jars they had available, because we always picked about 50, 60 quarts of blackberries, canned those every year, and they never really raised strawberries till I was growing. But we always helped dress the turkeys and chickens and whatever to send to market too. They sent them to Chicago.
How many did you have?
They had I don't have no idea how many they had. It seemed like an awful large amount.
Yeah, if you're sending them off to Chicago.
Yeah, they put them in barrels after they dressed them and sent them to Chicago.
Yeah, I think we had geese that way. Processed them, salted them down in barrels, I believe, for shipment to.
Then they
Chicago.
always, their geese, Mother would pick them and make our feather beds, you know, and pillows and stuff out of them. That was fun. We had our own down.
What was your best memory of growing up on the farm?
I think getting together with cousins and relations, you know, and we'd make ice cream, and we'd have fish fries. They always went to the creek and seined the creek. And then they would have large amounts of fish, and we'd have fish fry. And just getting together with relatives, because that's about all we done, you know. We didn't, we always went to town on Saturday night. That was fun.
What'd you
We
do in
got to be
town?
Teenagers.
Harvest time was always good,
Yeah.
because that's when people would have a little money and sell their crops they had harvested. And they gave you a good feeling in the winter to, if you laid in the supplies that will last you through the winter.
Yeah, Dad always bought 100 pounds of cabbage and put it in the smokehouse, and I don't know how many apples, several bushels of apples, so we'd have.
And so, how did the two of you meet?
That was a good thing to do.
It was a friend, I guess.
Yeah,
that
Virginia
introduced.
Was my best friend at that time. And she was going with a friend of Frank's that lived at Wheeler, and so it was for the prom, and she said, well, you know, they would bring this fellow up. And it turned out to be Frank, and so That's how we met. It's on a blind date.
Mm-hmm.
And we went to Indianapolis on our first date.
Took her across the state line.
Wasn't that kind of far to go?
It was quite a ways. Why don't you
Well,
pull
it
him
was-
up a stool?
Special occasion.
That's hard on old people. So then, I wasn't very happy with Frank for some reason that night. So we never dated then for, in about 6 weeks. They asked him if he wanted to come up and see me again. So he came up and we started going together all the time then.
You liked him better the second time.
He had his arm in a sling, so I figured that was a good thing. He had fractured his
I broke
wrist.
my arm on cranking a tractor.
Uh-huh.
So
Now that was after you, how old were you then? You were 21 or?
I think he
Probably-
was 21 when I started going.
Yeah,
dating.
yes.
So then you were only 16.
Yeah.
Well, we dated, excuse me, we dated for a year and a half before we got married. I was 18 and a half when we got married. So I must have,
Must have been 17.
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
it was in the spring, May, I think.
And what kind of work were you doing at that time, Pop?
Zero farming and with my grandfather.
When did you do the railroad thing?
Well, that was a summer job
Mm-hmm.
between, actually it was detasseling was what I started out to do. And then after the detasseling was over, it came at a time between when we laid the corn by, or in other words, we cultivated the corn.
Mm-hmm.
That was the last operation until harvest. So between that time and harvest, why, I worked out to make a little money. So that's when I worked on the railroad for, it was just a short time. And then we went back to the farm. We worked in just south of Champaign,
Mm-hmm.
Kelowna. Worked out of Kelowna for as a section hand, I guess you call it.
Mm-hmm.
And then I always worked out at that time of year. We went to the canning factory and worked there.
Rochelle.
And worked long hours and low pay, but it was something for spending money,
Mm-hmm.
or whatever you want to do with it. But I usually got rid of it somehow.
So then after you got married, where'd you go to?
We lived with my grandparents while I finished building a garage,
Double
which
road.
I had a double garage, which we made into a 4-room apartment actually. But that was our first home.
And that was where?
And that was just across the road from where my grandparents lived.
2 miles south of Wheeler, Illinois.
Mm-hmm.
And we lived there 1 year at least, and put out a crop. And I built corn crib and granary, which was a storage building for our grain.
Mm-hmm.
And then that's when we went to, after harvest, we went to Peoria. We started working in Caterpillar. Both of us worked there.
Let's see, I think we worked there about, it was only about a year, I think, before you went in the service,
Yeah,
in the Air Force.
Mm-hmm.
a little less than a year.
And then you got shipped someplace.
You went to Lackland Air Force Base in Texas to for training?
basic training in Texas, and then technical school, we called it tech school at Phoenix, Arizona, near Phoenix. It was
Tempe.
Tempe, the university there, that furnished our supervision, our teachers at least, instructors. From there they sent me to McCord Air Force Base in Tacoma, Washington.
We were up there about 2 years.
And what year was this that you got out then?
54. What month was it?
February, I believe.
Yeah. February 54.
And then what did you do?
Came back and went to work at Caterpillar.
Uh-huh.
He was in the training program over there to be a supervisor, wasn't you? Going to be a supervisor?
They called it an apprentice program, apprentice machinist, drills, mills, lathes, that sort of thing.
So he didn't like being in the building all the time. He liked being out on the farm.
Fresh air, sunshine.
So we sold our farm at Wheeler and moved to Louisville. And we lived there from we were down there 7 years.
54 to 71, or 61.
Well, we would have had
Had our
Stan and
children.
Kimberly in there somewhere, right?
Probably.
We had Stanley in 55, February 55, and Kimberly was born in July 58
In Flora.
at the hospital in Flora, Illinois. And each one of them cost $150 total. I think that included all my doctor's visits and everything.
I think it's
Can you
like
believe?
10,000 now.
That's how we lived back then, and then the way it is today is
Yeah.
such a shocker. So then you were 3 and Stan was 6 when we moved to Bloomington.
I had been working for the Soil Conservation Service. That's a part-time basis.
Well, he went to GI school
I went to GI school for farming and
in Louisville.
in Louisville, and they had recommended me, so I did that. I also worked construction out of Effingham,
He farmed, worked construction, and went to GI school.
and we were doing okay financially, I guess you would say. But
We finally got $1,000 in the bank. We thought we was wealthy.
we wanted to just
Gosh.
get out of some of the hard work of farming, and so we decided to accept a full-time position with soil conservation. At least I did. And Edna took care of the children and picked up some part-time jobs. Then you would probably remember the rest of it.
But what was the best thing that you remember? Give me a memory that you have of Stan, and another memory about me, about, something that made your day.
That's a good thing to think about.
The hoods down at the library.
Yeah. Yeah. I can't really think of anything right offhand that was out.
Stanley, before we left the farm, Stan was, 5 years old?
Well, he was 6 when we moved to Bloomington.
Anyhow, I had him on the tractor, driving a tractor as steering it, while I walked along beside him with a 2-wheel trailer picking up hay bales in the field.
Good Lord, I didn't even know that.
I'm sure she knew that.
I don't remember.
And it's just creeping along, you know, so I could jump on and
He thought,
stop it any time. Showed him how to stop it, need be.
Yeah.
He didn't care much about it. I don't think he enjoyed it too much.
I don't know, maybe kids, I don't remember being very fascinated with the animals. We had sheep and cows and always raised chickens. That's about it. Hogs.
Yeah, there's quite a few hogs.
We used
For
to
that
visit.
time, they weren't.
We used to visit with Bud and Hope a lot. Remember that? Remember that?
I do remember them. They had a couple of sons.
No, they had daughters. They had three daughters.
Okay, then
Janet,
I'm thinking about a
Jill,
different. I'm thinking, who's
Judy.
the kid that had the diabetes?
Oh, that was Jim and Juanita.
That's the one I'm thinking of.
Their son died, you know, last year.
No, I didn't know
Yeah.
that. Well, if you were going to give some advice to, let's say, Colton. You know,
Some advice
yeah.
on what?
On anything, just about life, you know, just there's good things to know that you've learned from all your years of experience.
Be
Yeah.
happy.
Just give and take, I guess. You know?
Enjoy what you do what you enjoy. If you can make a living at it.
Yeah.
We thought we was wealthy when we both was working, you know, up
Yeah.
here. But I just can't see the way the kids live today. If they can't agree on something, they just decide that they don't want to be together. Seems to me, which I think's ridiculous. Go out and come back in, it's a little better, you know.
Yeah. Anything else you want to say?
No.
Stay happy, I guess.
Not a good interviewee.
No, I'm not either, really, but
Oh, you're doing fine.
we've enjoyed it a lot in Bloomington. I wouldn't have traded moving up here for anything. To me, that was the best thing that ever happened to me.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know about him, but I just don't care for farm life at all myself. And that's what he really liked.
She works wherever she is till she's ready to drop.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why us
I'm a little
girls,
more laid back.
us girls all seem kind of like that to me.
Well,
I don't think the brothers was quite that bad. I don't know. Maybe they worked at it hard, but they just didn't seem to accomplish a lot.
Okay.
Here's our interviewee, Kimberly, who just shows up as a silhouette with a big bright background.
Just tried it today. Just today.
It might be a good year next year back home.
Thunder.
Oh, you don't be sleepy, man.
Al, we're talking. Come see.
Sure. Okay. I want to talk too. You're gonna have to be going away pretty soon now.
You can. We need you here. Why you have to go away?
Well, me and Aggie Wainwright figures to get married. We get a job in the garage. We'll have a rent house for a while. Well, we are. There ain't nobody that can stop us.
We're glad. We're all glad.
You are?
Well, of course we are. You're a grown man. You need a wife. Just don't go right now.
I promise, Aggie. We gotta go. We can't stand this no more.
Just wait till spring. Just till spring.
She's in a slip thing.
How's it look to you, John? Seems to be if that river keeps rising, she'll flood us. If we was all to grab our shovels and throw it in the bank, I bet we can keep her out.
Alright. Yeah. Don't know if the other fellows want. Maybe they just rather move on.
But these here cars are dry. Couldn't find no dry place as good as this.
She's coming up fast. I guess we better go get the other folks, see if they'll help ditch up. Gotta get out of here if we can. Go on.
Thunder! Thunder! Lightning! Crash! Bang!
Miss Wainwright! Miss Wainwright! Look, it's gone. It's early.
Did it grab y'all over? Quick, open up and answer me. Thunder, crash, lightning.
Is it coming?
Yeah, it's come. Early to say?
Maybe the fever brain.
Oh, well, she ought to be up on her feet. She ought to be walking around.
She can't. She ain't got the strength.
Well, she ought to. I'm ready with locks. Now, I'll get our lantern too. Aggie, you come take care of these little fellas here.
That's right, Ruthie. You and me will go down with Aggie. Come on.
Why?
Cause you got to. Rosa Sharon's gonna have a baby.
I want to watch, Ma. Please, let her.
Ruthie, you get now. You get quick.
Rose Sharon, is it coming? Yeah, you see. It's now.
Is it a coming? Sure, we're gonna have a nice baby. You just gotta help us. Feel like I can get up and walk. I can try that. Oh, my girl. I can't. Oh, her dime's coming.
Then we couldn't go over one.
No.
Then we gotta get that bank built.
You got to.
Hey, we gotta get the bank built. My girl's got her pains. Yeah, we can't go now. It ain't all, baby. We can go. Go on. What's stopping you? Higher. We gotta get her higher. John, take it easy. You'll kill yourself.
I can't help it. I can't stay that young. It's like
I know. Just take it easy.
I'll have to work. I'll run away.
How's she stand?
You're coming out.
She's come up slower now. Got the pretty far on the other side.
Come out there.
Come on, little whore.
Lightning! Crash!
God. Cottonwood.
Straight out there. Look at the right place, everybody.
Christopher, mighty big one.
Mighty big one.
Look at her sink.
There goes the bank.
And John falls in the water.
Hey, John, open up. Just give up. Think you can make it all right?
I'll be alright. Just go on.
How is she?
All right. Sleeping.
This is where she puts the baby in.
We done what we were going to do.
I know.
We worked all night. The tree cut out the bank.
I know. I heard it.
Think she's going to be all right.
I don't know.
Well, couldn't we have did nothing?
What are you laughing?
No. There's only one thing to do ever, and we done it.
When's the truck?
You have to show something.
Is Florida? Is baby out? Where's the baby?
Well, they're gonna all have it. Some of them
There
have
was no baby. We was
a
wrong.
lot in there.
Shucks, I wish it had been a baby. Miss Wainwright, we ain't gonna get out. We ain't gonna get out soon. This ain't doing no good. Just cause trouble and sorrow. Couldn't you girls take it out and bury it?
Yes, you're right. Just cause sorrow. Against the law to bury it.
Oh, there's lots of things against the law we can't help doing.
John, will you take it and bury it?
Sure, I'll do it. Sure, I will. Come on, give it to me. Come on.
Shovel standing right behind you.
And this is what I don't know how we're going to do this because the river's down and he's got to put this in it and it floats.
Go down and tell them. Go down and lay in the street. Rod, tell them that way. That's the way you can talk. Don't even know if he was a boy or a girl. Ain't gonna find out. Go down now. Lay in the street. Maybe then they'll know.
The rain's drizzling.
Yeah, it's time for us. We're getting out of here. Getting to higher ground. And you're coming or you ain't coming. But I'm taking Rosa and Jerry
rain blows in billowing sheets over the trough of water.
Got to get along, Rosa, Sharon. You feel like you can walk? Oops, I guess I shouldn't have walked. I feel dizzy, like I've been beat.
Now we're going. Where are we going?
I don't know. Come on, give your hand to Rosa, Sharon. Can you carry her?
She slips. Boxcars magically move out. Pa,
No,
you ain't said.
you said you ain't said where we're hurrying to.
Look there. I bet there's a dry place in that barn. Let's go there till the rain stops.
Probably get run out by the fellow that owns it.
You don't go. Yeah, you don't go. You guys, you don't go through there.
You're out, Rosa, Sharon.
You don't go through. You don't open those doors. You do not go through until after there's a light change. Okay? Then the doors open. It probably won't be you. It'll probably be somebody else. And you're discovered there, back upstage of the doors. Could you open the doors a little wider? Somebody? Thank you. That's kind of whatever it is that it has to. You know, it is they're walking toward the barn, and then they wait while I'm sitting here. All right, come on, guys, please. Mom,
It is, hey.
Mom.
Come on, Cindy. Lay down, Rosa, Sharon. Lay down, Grass. I better figure out some way to dry you off.
Mom,
What is it? What do you want?
look over there. You own this here?
No, just come in out of the wet. You got a sick girl. You got a dry blanket we could use and get her clothes off? Thank you.
Which one's the boy? Who's the
What's
boy?
the matter
It's
with that
Joshua.
fella?
First he was sick, but now he's starving.
What?
He's starving. I'm sick of the cotton. He ate it for 6 days.
Your Paul?
Yeah, said he wasn't hungry or just ate. Give me the food. Now he's too weak. Can't hardly move.
Sure. You just be easy. He'll be all right. You just wait till I get them wet clothes off, my girl. I'll slip them on.
I didn't know. Said he just ate. Or he wasn't hungry. Last night I went and busted a window and stole some bread. Made him chew her down, but he puked it all up. And then he was weaker. Gotta have some soup or milk. You folks got money to get milk?
Hush. Don't worry. We'll figure something out.
He's dying, I tell you. He started it.
I knowed you would. I knowed. Will you all go out? Come on, Phil. You come out in the shed. Hush.
Close the doors after you. Close the doors after you. Lights down.
Hi, my name is Wade Wooldridge. My first offering tonight will be the character of Jean from I Never Sang for My Father. And The second one is the character of Teach from American Buffalo. That night I left my father's house forever. I took the first right and the second left, and this time I went all the way to California. Peggy and I came and visited him once or twice, and then he came to visit us, and he got a fever and swollen ankles, and we put him in the hospital, and he never left. Over several years, slipped into complete and speechless senility, his life centered in his burning eyes. When I would go and visit with him, we would sit and look at each other, and those eyes would mist over, and his nostrils would flinch with emotion, but I could never learn what that emotion was. Anger? Love? Regret? One day, sitting in his wheelchair and staring without comprehension at television, he died. Alone. Without even an orange in his hand. Peggy always said I would not accept the sadness in life. What did it matter if I never loved him or if he never loved me? Still, whenever I hear the word Father, it matters. So I go into the Riverside to get a cup of coffee, right? I sit down at the table with Gracie and Ruthie. I'm going to order just a cup of coffee. So I take a piece of toast off of Gracie's plate. She goes, "Oh, help yourself." Help myself. I should help myself to half a piece of toast. It's 4 slices for a quarter. I should have a nickel for every time we're over at the game, and I pop for coffee, cigarettes, a sweet roll, and never say a word. But no, I don't make a big thing of it. It's no big thing. I don't got to go around saying, "Oh, this one's on me," like some bust-out asshole. Ugh.